to build my own life here. That's a big part of living overseas, I will say. To really deal with that loneliness is you have to forget your old life, put it on pause, and this is the time to build your new life with these points that I'm going to share with you. Happy December 20th, 2023. Hi guys, it's Davian. I've been wanting to make this vlog for quite a while. I'm getting a little comfortable, as you can see. I'm actually at one of the first cafes that I've ever been to since I moved to South Korea, and I'm going to enjoy this maple coffee latte with you all as we talk about today's topic, which is, well, I spilled a little. Today's topic is how to deal with loneliness while living overseas, while being an expat, while living in a foreign country. Essentially just, dealing with that initial loneliness. It's a goal of mine on this channel to do more talking videos like this where I just go out and talk. You know, today it was actually snowing and I wanted to be able to capture that when I came here, but it's okay. I have you guys, I have this, I have my notes, that's all that matters. I actually decided to make this video because somebody asked for it. However, I've been meaning to talk about this for a while because I actually recall when I moved here, August 2022, after my orientation with Epic, because I'm here teaching English in South Korea with the Epic program, but I want this video to be not only for Epic applicants and people moving to South Korea. I want this video to be for just about anybody moving overseas, because when I moved, I will never forget being in my apartment on like the second day. And I remember just feeling an overwhelming rush of being alone in this big country. And the thing is, it's not necessarily that Korea is a big country, but it is quite a feeling when you move from your home country to a different country. It's something that not a lot of people can relate to. And I remember scouring the internet, reading articles, trying to find videos on YouTube about this very topic. So I just want to talk about it today, talk about some points on how to deal with the loneliness, how to overcome the loneliness. And I also asked a few friends of mine to give me some of their tips and some of their, how should I say, their point of views. So I want to thank each of those friends. This video will be just me and you talking. I'm going to go through all my points, and then when I get finished with my points, I'll go through my friends' points. And yeah, that's it. Hopefully this video, it's not too long. It's just a new style of vlog for us. One of the first things that I will say when it comes to that loneliness and being overseas alone, no matter at what age you're at, is that to overcome it, it is going to take time. I am a very independent person. My mom tells me that. And at first I didn't quite believe it, but now that I've been here for a while on my own, I definitely see that that is very much true. It takes time before you can really get into the rhythm and, you know, deal with being by yourself in that new country. It's gonna take time. It's never gonna happen overnight. It's never gonna happen in 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. However, it just varies between person to person. I have a lot of good friends who, they were okay in the first month. They were okay in the second month. They didn't really miss their family in certain holidays, and it's interesting because now I feel that way. Christmas is in 5 days, and I am not, of course I miss my family, but I'm not like fiending to be home. I'm not fiending to be around them. I'm not even fiending to be around anybody this Christmas. However, last Christmas, it was quite a different tale because it was my first year living overseas. But also, just a quick background about me, I did not live on a college campus. I was a commuter, so I didn't have that experience like normal college students would. The first bullet point on my notes is to help overcome that loneliness. I would say have someone from home. It doesn't matter who it is, but have someone that you are close to from home that you talk to often. This is very important. It helped for me because my mom and I are super, super close. And we speak, I know I've said this in many other vlogs before, we speak every day, twice a day, around my 8 in the morning, which will be her 6 p.m. right now, back in Florida. And then we'll talk at my 9 p.m. at night, which will be her 7 in the morning in Florida. Definitely having someone like that that you could speak to on the regular, it will definitely help you acclimate. Honestly, we've been doing this since I first dropped in Korea. So we're going on in my second. I've already been here for like a year and a half, and like we still talk every single day. We very rarely cut days. I think today we were not able to talk this morning, but yeah, it was okay because we do it all the time. But I promise, whether it be your mom, your uncle, your cousin, your sister, you get on FaceTime and talk to your cat back home, it is going to help you build that strength and also build that relationship with that person, which is in the long run going to help you deal with that loneliness for sure. I don't only speak to my mom, of course. I call my brother every once in a while. I speak to my uncle, my dad. I call my grandparents quite often. The past couple months, maybe I try about weekly calls. So yes, that is definitely one of the first points that I want to make in this vlog is have that person to call. WhatsApp, FaceTime, doesn't matter. My second point that I like to make for you all, though it may feel like it, you are not alone. There are many other expats. I think that word is so weird. Like, I don't even know what that word exactly means. I'm sure it has an explanation. I just never looked it up. So there are many, many other people who also moved overseas. It could be other foreign teachers. It could be anybody, really. There are quite a bit of expat. It might not feel like it. Sometimes you walk around your area, you might not see many other foreign people like you or whatever the case may be in whatever country you're in, but there definitely are. So you are certainly not alone in your feelings and being in this new country. I know for me, growing up, I actually never was allowed to have Facebook. I don't really care. I don't really care about Facebook, but I bring it up because Facebook groups are a great way to connect people. So I know when I first moved here, like on like the first day that I saw my apartment and stuff like that, I was able to meet one of my neighbors, and one of the first things that she told me was like, "Oh, you should join our Facebook group." And like she told me the name of the Facebook group. For some odd reason, I actually was never allowed entry into the Facebook group. I don't know. I had to answer like some weird questions and they never let me in. So it didn't help me. But I still think the idea is there, and I definitely would recommend trying to join a Facebook group if you are Facebook savvy and you know how to use it. And yeah, I don't really know anything about Facebook groups, but I felt like it was a good second point to make. Third point, I think this seems a bit common sense, but I don't like to say it like that. Make friends. You have to make friends. This comes easy to some and is a bit harder for others. For me personally, I am able to make friends quite easy. I'm just a talker and I'm learning to be a better listener. I would definitely say don't rely too much on your friends that you make overseas because, you know, they're going through the same things just like you, but be there for each other and sort of be that community, almost be like that second family. You guys are definitely all experiencing the same thing, and just in the context of Epic, I would definitely say to make friends with the people who are going to be in your city. Those are the people that in your intake, those are the people that you're going to see a lot, you're going to be around a lot, you're going to know the most. It's great having friends in other cities. I would definitely also recommend that, so that way, you know, hey, I want to go to Seoul for a weekend. Oh, I have a friend in Seoul. I want to go to Busan. I have a friend in Busan. I have a friend in Gyeongju. I have a friend in here, there, here. But you have to think you're going to be in your city for the most part. So I would definitely recommend to get in good with the people in your city. Most of my friends in South Korea with me now all live in Daejeon. Explore your surroundings. Is it snowing again? Oh, I'm tripping. One thing that helps me get comfortable with living where I am and really knowing my area, just seeing where I am as a bit of a second home, is exploring everything. For the first 2 days when I was in my apartment, I was actually too scared to leave my house. I know, shocking, but I really was. You gotta think, living in a new country, it's crazy, bro. So if you are able to do such a thing, you're already so brave. I was not brave at the time, and I believe I didn't start doing it until the next week or so. But I just would kind of walk around my neighborhood. I left my apartment, walked down this street. I wonder what's down this street. I wonder what's over here. I wonder what's there. What's in this nook and cranny? What's over here? Hey, I seen that store. I've been living here for over a year. This cafe, I don't come to quite as often, but maybe about my fourth or fifth time, I just passed. I took a different route to get here. I just passed this really nice clothing store, and I'm like, has this been here the whole time? So exploring your surroundings, it's really gonna help you not focus too much on your old home, but really getting to know the beauty of your new one. And this same sentiment will come up probably later in the vlog. So yes, I would definitely recommend not even just your exact neighborhood. Take a bus and just go see this part of the city, go see that part of the city, go see this part of the city. Honestly, at this point, I know just in the past year and a half, I've gotten to know Daejeon so well that I know quite a bit of areas of it. Like if we look at my neighbor map, it's a lot of stuff. There's so many areas in my city that I don't even know yet. Honestly, my goal, it's a very recent new goal, but I'd like to share it with you all. My goal now is to try to explore the entirety of Korea. I want to go to every major city, and I want to go to every country. This is quite a big one. I am a really big advocate for do not be afraid to do things alone. And also what comes with that is do not don't be afraid of being alone. I'm a person that I've always liked alone time, but when I moved here, sometimes I felt like, oh, I had to be with a friend. I had to go here with a friend. I had to go do this with a friend. And I think especially when you're moving overseas, doesn't matter in what capacity, just you cannot be afraid of doing things alone for any reason. It seems intimidating, but you might as well get used to it because and this is in the epic context, when you go to your school, you're by yourself. When you walk home, you're by yourself. When you wake up, you're by yourself. Honestly, you have to think about it. We're by ourselves. This sounds kind of harsh, but we come into this world alone and we're going to leave it alone. So you might as well don't be afraid to do things alone, especially when you're here in this new country. Now, this is almost dipping into the solo travel type of conversation, and I'm still brand new to that. I'm actually quite fresh to that. I'll be taking you all with me on my solo travels in the future, so please stay tuned. I just mainly want to say, if you want to go see that new cafe around the corner, nothing wrong with going by yourself and then bringing your friends later, maybe. If you want to go see that new movie, go see it by yourself. If you want to go to this restaurant that you've seen, you want to try the food, go by yourself. Having that alone time with yourself is honestly super healing and healthy. I'm obviously at a cafe by myself right now, filming this completely by myself. I've had to become quite comfortable, and especially when you're overseas alone, you'll get to know this feeling. You will become quite comfortable with being by yourself. It's kind of a blessing, really. That goes seamlessly into my sixth point: embrace the loneliness. Don't be afraid of it. Don't be scared of it. And when I say embrace the loneliness, I mean this is an opportunity for self-growth. This is an opportunity for reflection, an opportunity for solo travels. Don't be afraid of being by yourself. It can seem quite scary, and in some ways it is, but I think utilizing that nervous energy, you will start to see that being alone you're not really alone. You are, but you're not. You'll see when you get here. But I would definitely want you, and I do it myself. I utilize anytime I'm alone. Oh my goodness, I put on my headphones. I'm dancing around in my house. I'm figuring out more stuff to do. I'm really gonna start getting into planning the solo travel things. I just have really embraced it instead of feeling like Oh, I'm so sad. I'm not with my family. Oh, da, 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 da. Oh, da, 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 da. I just really have had to take hold of it and turn it into a positive energy. Easier said than done, for sure, but you can most definitely do it. I've actually never talked about this on this channel. Wow, this is quite interesting. So, I would like to say do not use dating or dating apps as a way to try to escape loneliness when overseas. Quite an interesting topic. I definitely think dating in Korea is quite a very, how do I say? It is an interesting battlefield. But I say all this to say that don't try to use that as a way to escape your loneliness or to expect or have someone be your savior or make you feel better or try to be someone else's savior. It doesn't work like that. It's never going to work like that. I promise you, in this country, you have to date, you have to have very, very thick skin, and it's just not, it's never giving that. You can try all you like. There's nothing wrong with dating. In fact, I feel like, especially, if you are around my age or something, you should definitely be dating. I don't see anything wrong with it. Trying to use that as a way to get yourself out of feeling lonely, it's not going to be what you expect it to be. In fact, I think here, not even just here, I'm sure this is a universal thing. People will actually most likely try to take advantage of the fact that you feel lonely, and that's no good. If you have any other questions regarding that topic, don't be afraid to ask me in the comments. I definitely want my comments to be an open, flowing conversation. Either try to find a new or foster a continuing hobby that you may have. So, a few examples of this is I have a really, really good friend. I'm going to name her by name actually. Annalise. Hi, Annalise. I have a really good friend who she loves to dance. She started going to a dance studio in Daejeon, the city that we live. She goes almost, I would say, once, twice, sometimes 3 times a week. This has helped her tremendously. She has made so many friends. She has something to do every week. It's something that she loves to do, and that is a hobby that is perfect example for this point. For me, what I wrote down in my notes was I have a video game group chat of friends that I've had since 2020. It's about 8 guys. Oh, I love all of them so much. I would name them all by name, but I don't have the time for that. We've been playing video games together since 2020, and it is 2023. In a couple weeks, it'll be 2024. And we still play video games, if not every weekend, every other weekend, every other 2 weekends. We speak regularly, we talk regularly, we game regularly. Video games for me has always been a hobby, and I have built up other hobbies on top of when I came here to really fill in my own time and to build my own life here. That's a big part of living overseas, I will say. To really deal with that loneliness is you have to forget your old life. Really just not forget it, but put it on pause, and this is the time to build your new life. Another hobby that I have fostered out here is making vlogs. I used to have a channel back in Florida, but it has evolved into now. I would definitely say this is one of my hobbies. I like to write, I like to sketch. I've been bringing my Nintendo with me on pretty much everywhere I go, and when I have that free time, I will definitely game. Having that hobby, finding those hobbies, creating new ones, and taking care of old ones, it is a very key component into feeling comfortable and to battling loneliness. My biggest, hugest, gargantuan piece of advice for really dealing with loneliness when living overseas and battling it, conquering it, and being on top is just live in the moment. That's all you got to do. Just live in the moment. Sometimes you really have to take that breath and calm down and really see the moment for what it is. Be grateful. Be patient with yourself, because living overseas is such a unique incredible experience. So fully embrace it rather than being fully scared of it. You have to really just see for yourself and understand for yourself. But sort of when I first moved here, I was definitely in the moment, but I was also wanting to go home so bad, actually. I believe, and I've shared this sentiment in when I spoke about my first year living in Korea, but maybe in the first like 4 months, I remember I was like, I'm gonna go home, I'm gonna go home, I'm gonna go home, I'm gonna go home, I'm gonna go home. And I really wasn't being present and enjoying that moment of me being here. Total 180 to how I am now. Every day I just take it step by step and I really enjoy and I smell the flowers. I love it here now. So much so that I'm here talking about this. I'm making a vlog and I'm talking to you guys about it. Anyway, we're gonna get into all the amazing comments that my friends gave me for this vlog. I'm really, really glad. I reached out to about 5, 6, 7 of my friends, and I wanted to get different perspectives because I believe that it's not that I don't have all the answers, but I don't have all the answers. And I think that asking other people is a way to get different perspectives. And I'm really glad that I asked them because these next perspectives that I'm going to share with you come from such different places that maybe I was not able to come up with. These are in no particular order, but I just want to make sure that I share each of these with you so that way this vlog can be even better. One of the first points that my friends gave me was join a language exchange. I think this is an amazing piece of advice. So my friend was also telling me to try different language exchanges and because they all have different formats and different vibes. Surprisingly, with me being here over a year, I actually have never went to a proper language exchange. I believe I had just one within my own school setting, but not a proper language exchange between peers or anything like that. I have a handful of friends who also go to language exchanges, and it is definitely a way to make more friends, to get more knowledge of the language of the country that you're living in, and to really fellowship with the natives. So this is an amazing piece of advice. I really wanted to mention that within this vlog. Also, this is a bit Korea specific. However, hobbies and sports in Korea, such as soccer clubs or football clubs, can be a really, really good idea when getting to know others and wanting to make friends, and especially wanting to play a sport. However, they are very expensive per my friend. My friend says that they are costing between about 150,000 won to 200,000 won per month. So this is coming out to about 140 US dollars to about 190 US dollars a month. And I believe these are considered commitment costs. Here's another point that I think was super duper actually on the note. I think it's funny that I didn't mention it because I'm a really, really big believer in self-care. However, self-care is critical. Do not neglect your sleep. Do not neglect your exercise or neglect eating well. When you first move here, it is not even just in Korea, sorry. When you first move overseas, it is a bit of a whirlwind when you're getting used to everything that has to do with acclimating to a new country, moving in, trying to make friends, trying to adjust to the job, everything that comes along with it. You still need to make sure to take even extra care of yourself. Get your sleep, eat your food, get your exercise if you need it. It took me honestly, about 2 months before I was able to get into my first gym membership. I'm glad that I have a really, really rigorous gym schedule now because that has helped me. I'm self-care king. Oh my gosh, I do like a face mask every week, sometimes two. The fourth point from one of my friends is you have to leave your house. Even if it's just to go to a cafe to people watch, especially in those first weeks, months, don't just stay home just to stay home. To feel better, you have to actually go out. That also sort of ties into another point that my friend made, which was that having that sunlight can do a lot for you. So don't get me wrong, it's okay to want to stay in your home every once in a while, but definitely get out to feel even better. Use this as an opportunity to overcome your fears and try to interact with as many people as you can and make, I don't want to say make friends with as many people as you can, but make those friends and make those connections. But I really liked the point that my friend made of see this as an opportunity to overcome your own fears, not just of being lonely, but in just many different contexts. I always tell people when I came here that I my self growth journey has been wild. I won't even disclose it all on the internet because that's not the type of person that I am, but I know myself that I have grown tremendous. And even my dad has said before that I came here as a boy, but I am a man and I'm still here and I'm definitely still growing. So going into the final 3 points from my friends, and then we can wrap this vlog up and get moving. I think this point is something that not a lot of people sort of realize, but being by yourself can be cool too, for sure. So when you're alone, you can do whatever you want. You don't have people saying, oh, let's go here. Oh, I want to eat here. Oh, I want to do this. Oh, I don't want to do that. I really would say that, and this goes hand in hand of don't see you being alone as a negative thing. I think if anything, now I enjoy actually being by myself quite a bit because I've learned and I'm learning so much about myself that I may not have been able to if I was not physically by myself. So I really, really enjoy that point. Alrighty, moving into my final 2 is, and personally this took me quite a while to grasp. So when my friend told me about this point, and this point actually came from, he said that he doesn't mind if I name drop him. So this point came from Darren. Hi, Darren. He said that travel around the country and appreciate the beauty of it, the differences, and learn from it, instead of being scared of it, is what helped him become more acclimated and less lonely here. I think that was beautiful, beautiful, especially appreciating the beauty of, we're gonna say Korea, appreciating the beauty of Korea, the differences of it, and learning from it really helped him not feel lonely. This is something that took me a long time to grasp because I was so hell-bent on wanting to sort of recreate Florida and go home. 안녕하세요. Oh, 감사합니다. Thank you. It's on my channel, YouTube.
유튜브?
네, 맞아요. 안녕하세요. Hi. Thank you. It just took me such a long time to get out of my own shell and stop trying to recreate how I felt in Tampa and recreate those feelings and just kind of say, you know what? I want to enjoy right here, right now. I think that's the title of the Creator song. I think it's literally called Enjoy Right Here, Right Now. And I think, Darren, that was such an amazing point that you made because it's so simple but so profound. And I just really wanted to share that with you all because, yeah, just enjoy while you're here. Don't think too much about it. Just live it. I have a lot of friends who were only here for a year and they did so much. Oh my gosh. I want to name drop my friend Camille. I love you, Camille. Camille did so much traveling. She went out of Korea so many times, went to so many different countries. I believe she was doing a sort of travel like route of Asia called like banana pancake or something. I'll have to put it up here so you can see what I'm talking about. But even in just that year, you know, Camille was never scared. She just went out and just did it. And yeah, so be like Camille. I'm here talking with you all about it and I feel like I can do it now, but I don't want to say that I wasted time because no time alive is time wasted, but you know, make use of your time when you're living overseas for sure. Okay, final point. Final point. And then I can get up out of here. I really, really liked this point. This came from a friend that I just recently met, actually in one of my, and maybe one of the more recent vlogs on my channel. This particular friend said that reaching out when you want to talk or hang out with someone is very, very, very important. So if you are feeling lonely if you are feeling sort of like, oh my gosh, I'm alone, I'm by myself, don't be afraid to reach out to someone, to a new friend that you made. Reach out to someone who is in your Epic intake. Reach out to anyone that you know just to talk or just to hang out. And I think that communication aspect is, it's like I said, before, it is simple, but it is profound. Because when put in these sort of situations, we sort of forget that we can like just phone someone up and just hang out with them. Seriously. So it's really that simple. And you know, now that I've been here for so long, I've definitely overcome being lonely. You know, sometimes it comes and it goes, but that is sort of adult life. Especially when you are in a new country and by yourself. But, you know, I have dinner with a good friend that I haven't seen in a while tomorrow at a grilled chicken place. And then Saturday, I'm going for early brunch with one of my closer friends here. And then Saturday night, I'm going for dinner with 3 of my friends that we just went to a new city about a month ago together. And then I just got a text today from a friend who wants to go to a Bald Cat Cafe this week on Christmas Eve. So, you know, and this all comes from, some of them reached out to me, I reached out to them, and over time, that loneliness of being overseas, it'll phase out. You will build your own life here and feel comfortable just like how I do now. So this vlog, I just wanted to talk about because someone actually asked me to, and I really hope that this video can help with that. I wanted to make it a bit more open-ended so that way it's not just about Epic, so that way this can help as many people as it can when it comes to living overseas. If you have any comments, if you have any questions, if you have any concerns, don't be afraid to speak with me in the comments below. I love to respond to comments. I love to talk. Here is my social medias if you would love to reach out or follow me. Yeah, it is quite an experience being overseas, but although it can start off lonely, you have the power to become stronger and to really battle that loneliness and turn it into something greater. You're never really alone, ever, 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 ever. If you're overseas, you're super, super strong. If you want to be overseas, you can do it in any context. Anyway, my name is Davian. Thank you so, so, so much for watching this video and having a nice cup of coffee with me. I will see you next time. Thank you. Bye-bye.